Hello, God's beautiful children. I hope your day is going well and y'all are continuing to walk with the Lord as well as I am. This is the He Walks With Me podcast. Welcome in, welcome in. I am grateful that you guys decided to stop by, and hopefully the message that I share can be a blessing or eye open to you. The message is this: we are born overcomers. We come out as overcomers. But a lot of times in life and the things that happen to us in life, even as children, will make us look back and say, there's no possible way that I don't feel like an overcomer. I don't feel like what this lady's saying right now. I feel horrible. Like you don't know my story. No, I don't know your story, but I know a God. And I know the one that cares about us and cares about everything that we've been through. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I am today. And that's at 44 years old when what happened to me started at the age of 9. And when that happened, it instilled fear in me. So much fear that I couldn't even sleep by myself up until the age of, I was like 18 years old. Yeah, about to turn 18. I couldn't sleep by myself. I was so fearful. This is even like after being a little child. Like you can understand somebody having fear as a child, but growing up as a teenager and about to hit adulthood, still walking in fear, that's what this person did to me. And when he did that, I couldn't see beyond that fear. Like I was always watching, like looking over my shoulder. He told me he would kill me. If I told anybody, he would kill me. And that stuck with me. It stuck with me that I was afraid of my own shadow. It stuck with me that I was afraid of hearing noises that I didn't understand what was going on. It made me fearful. And I was like, the world? But yes, it did that to me. And only God came in with his love, and unconditional love for me to help me to move in a place that was not fear one night, to help me get out of the situation that I was in because I was afraid. And one night my heart, my spirit man was just like, I can't do this no more. And it is something how we would, if when we find a reason to step outside of the fear, it makes us stand strong, even when we know that we're afraid. But I'm going to do this anyway, and that's what happened to me. One night, God gave me the courage to break the silence inside of my house to stop him from coming into my room, shoving me into the room, so he can do what he wanted to do. And listen, I don't know what would have happened, but I moved in a place was like, this is enough. And I stood up, asked the question, like, are you going to do this to my little sister? My little sister was a baby. She was at the age of probably no more than a few months. And I asked the question, you going to do this to my little sister too? He says, yep. And when he said that, something broke in me. And I said, this is enough. No, you're not. I got up, got out that room. And I said, if you don't leave me alone, I picked up a pen. I can't remember where I got the pen from. I will stab you. And I called for my mom. My mom heard the commotion. She got up. When she got up, they got into it. And this is something I want y'all to understand. When people, and this is what God had to get me to understand, because at that moment, when I looked at the reaction of what happened and how he wasn't out the house after that happened, and I seen when I got older that my mom was in a place where she was looking for love, that she ignored what actually happened to me and she took his word instead. And he beat me with a belt. Because my mom, and listen, me and my mom are at a better place. I understand my mom better now because of God. Because of God giving me the understanding that I didn't understand at the time, that she was moving in a place of fear and desperate. She was desperate for love, even at the expense of her daughter being abused. And this you can see a lot of times, but a lot of times it's silenced. Sometimes it's silenced in families, and nobody's saying anything of what happened to a child, and the children they become prey because they're innocent. And this is what the enemy uses so he can destroy us. Guys, the enemy waits for us to come out the womb, and sometimes he attacks us even in the womb. And when I tell you that God sends us out as overcomers, he does, because it takes a lot for us to get through the mother's womb. There's an obstacle course there. Within any given second, that that sperm can be destroyed because of what's going on in the womb. If you think I'm lying, Google it. There's an obstacle course going on inside the womb, okay, that can take you out before you get here. But God gave us the strength to push through the womb to make it here. And when we made it here, he had already equipped us with everything we needed to survive in this earth realm, where there's many obstacle courses, many challenge, many frustrations, many things that will happen to us that we don't understand and we don't want. But God says, through all of this, I will keep you. Through all this, I will comfort you. And I know many of us, we're like, Lord, why does these things have to happen to us? I don't understand why people would even be interested in harming a child, because our adversary came down to the earth. Now, he didn't come down, he was kicked out. And when he made it here, he was to make war with the children of God. And we're children of God. So when we came out the womb, we had a target on our back saying, that one right there, I need them. I need them all. I want to knock them all out. When we read our Bible, we understand in the days of old, they were sending out decrees to kill the children. So that was the enemy then. And this is the enemy still right now today, where he wants to kill, steal, and destroy us. It has not changed. His assignment is that exactly as what it has always been, is to destroy us. But God said, I will keep you, I will comfort you, and I will guide you back into your rightful place and where you're supposed to be. That's why I say we're on a journey. We don't understand why we go through the things we go through, but when God said he will guide and keep us, he really means it. So back to the story. I can't tell you the full story, but I'm going to try to tell you as much as I can. But I'm going to keep sharing. I don't know who needs. But I moved in fear. But that night, after I got that whooping, it didn't stop. My mom went to some relatives. See, God knows how to make a way. God knows how to make a way to get you out of the situation that you're in, because he doesn't want to see you in that situation. Now, he can destroy people within seconds. He's God. But we're on a journey in this life. And as much as God loves us and he doesn't want to see us go through the things we go through, just like I said, we have an adversary that wants to kill us. And we were sent here on an assignment. And many times family have left doors open for us to become prey to people. For us to be, for the enemy to have an easy target to come into that door to hurt children, to hurt us as children, or even hurt us as adults. Some people have left the door open. Something happened down the line that somebody left the door open. And I don't have the full story to that, but I know that it caused harm to me, but I'm still here by the grace of God. because he sent me here on an assignment, and the enemy wants to destroy that assignment. So if by any means necessary that he can get the opportunity to try to destroy me, he will. Or you, he will. And God says, I sent you there on an assignment. Now this task that you're on is not easy. And now you're facing things that I don't like to see you go through. But there's going to come a time when there will be no more devil, because he's already defeated. But he is waging war with the children. He's waging war with us because he can't stand us. And he doesn't care how that comes in. He doesn't care that you are a child. He doesn't care that you are a baby. He don't care. By any means necessary, he will do anything to destroy us. So I was able to get outside of the house and get to a family member and break the silence, because they seen that I was like the man. Like, I had a male cousin, and he was like, "You okay?" Like, he seen I was quiet and reserved, and I was timid around him, I guess, as a man. And he was like, "You okay?" And I was quiet. And he was like, "I'm gonna bring you to the store." Brought me to the store, and that was the opportunity. I found the ability to cry out and say, "I'm not okay. I'm being abused at home. I'm not okay." And he asked me, and I told him. Long story short, I was able to make sure, because he told my mom, he said, she's not leaving this house, and called the police, got me out of that situation. My mom had to go to jail. He went to jail. God will vindicate us for us. He will fight for us. He fought for me, and he had to teach my mom a lesson in the process, because he loves her. And he had to show her, don't you put no man before your children. Because this is the results of stuff that happens like this. This is what happens when you do this. I will fight for my children. God says, do my children no harm. He means it, God. He means it when he meant, don't do my children any harm. People take it as a joke. But God fights for us as his children. And he will take care of us throughout life. No matter what happens, no matter what goes on, he will fight for us. So just like I said, that happened to me. It brought fear to me. And the drag, and listen, I can go along, on and on about the story, but I'm not. But this man, when he got out, I don't know if he found Jesus in jail or when he got out of jail. But at the age of 17 years old, I wound up getting back with my mom, going back with my mom. But the enemy tried to tear me up when my mom was in jail too. He tried to come after me again. Just like I told you, he don't stop. He's like, gotta keep it moving. He keep it moving. He trying to get you out of here. He trying to make you just take your life. He trying to make you end it. Okay? Because he knows your assignment in this earth is to tear his kingdom down. To advance the kingdom of God and to tear his kingdom down. So that's why he wants to silence your mouth. That's why he wants to shut you up, muffle you, make you be quiet, make you not do the assignment, make you fearful so you never move in the position that God told you. I was fearful to do this, guys. And then God said, no, you don't move in fear. You move because I said move. And when I tell you to move, I got you. Wherever I send you, I will make a way for you to get everything done I need you to do. Because just like I said, I don't know who this video is for. Listen, if it's just one person that this video is for, that's a blessing. But God knows why he told me to come here and do this. And I'm being obedient. So if God is telling you to do YouTube, whatever he's sending you, go ahead and do it. Share your story because it will free somebody else. And just like I said, God will vindicate for us. He will fight for us. And he was fighting for me, guys. He was fighting for me. He said, when your mother or your father forsake you, he is there. He will never forsake us. He will never forsake us. He's always going to be with us on this journey because he loves us that much. And he has to make sure what he sent us to the earth to do, we do. And we don't get sidetracked with the enemy telling us, oh, you don't need to be here. You might as well go ahead and end it because there's nothing good for you here. Nobody likes you. Nobody understands you. You're just this. And that's all lies from the enemy because God says, I call you my own. You're mine. I love you. I know the number of the hairs on your head. You came from me. I knew you before I placed you into your mother's womb. Yeah, he knows all of that about us. But just like I said, we're on an assignment here, and the enemy is here to try to stop that assignment from going forward. He's already defeated. He's just waiting for his judgment day. But he wants us to be a part of that judgment day, to be separated eternally from God because of us turning our back on God. And many times when we go through stuff, guys, a lot of people say, well, if God loved me, why would he allow me to go through this? I just told you earlier. Just like you send your child to school, you don't expect that child to be abused. You don't expect that child to be bullied. You don't want to see that happen, but it can happen. So did you intentionally send your child to school to be abused? I doubt that very seriously, but it happened. But you sent that child to school to learn. You sent that child to school so that they can get the education and keep it moving. But in the process of them going to school to get that education, they were hurt. They were abused. Things happen. You didn't want that to happen. It's like God. He doesn't want us to be hurt. But sometimes it happens. And what happens when our babies get hurt and they go to school, or they go outside and they fall, they hurt themselves. What happens when they come in and say, Mom and Dad, I hurt myself. That this happened. We put a Band-Aid on and say, oh, let me kiss the bobo. What God does. He wants to kiss it and he wants to heal you. He wants to shield and cover you. But just like I said, sometimes people have left the door open so the enemy rides down the line until somebody stops him, and they're called generational curse breakers. I'm one. You're one. You have to stop him where he at. And how do we learn how to do that? Is in prayer, with trusting God, leaning on him. There's many things that can be blocked when we learn how to pray and we learn how to intercede for our loved ones and family members. My mom, she didn't know that at the time, but she became to understand God's way, and she put down the old way of depending on a man and started to depend on God, and things changed. The way she moved changed. And that can happen for many of us. So I don't want to stretch this video out too far, but I just want to let you know the same God that helped me is the same God that helped you. And at the age of 17, that man came back and said he was sorry for what he did to me. He said he was sorry for what he did to me. And I believe that man is in heaven. He's with God today because the enemy used him. He was on drugs. So the enemy used the opportunity to get him to hurt me because he was trying to take me out. And that's what happens in life. He would use people that give the open door the opportunity to use them so that he can defeat as many of God's children as he can. But God wants us to be in a better place. And at that time, that man asked me to forgive him. My mom, when he called our phone, the home phone, and he asked to put me on the phone, I was like, for a second, and God started to speak, forgive him. To forgive him. Before I even got on the phone, God put in my in my spirit to forgive him. At first, I didn't want to even pick up the phone and put it to my ear. But I did. God led me to do it. And he said, I'm sorry. That I forgive you. Just that fast. I forgive you. If you don't know why you need to forgive somebody that hurt you, I want you to come back and watch the next video that I do to make you understand, to help you. I won't say make you because I can't make you do anything. To help you understand why it's so important for us to give. Why it's so important for us to forgive. So that is my next video. I'm going to stop this here. Hopefully, this is a blessing or an eye opener to you. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. Y'all be blessed.